Hey guys, and today I'm going to show you how to make this bamboo farm that I have designed. So this farm I have not personally seen anybody else make or have designed. I believe I'm the first to make it, but I could be wrong. There could be other people that have made it. The very nice thing is it's expandable that way and is very, very cheap to make and not very resource heavy. So this is the smallest possible farm you can make out of it that I believe. I have not seen. I don't think I can make it any smaller based on how it works. The reason I say that is because how it works is using observers, trapdoors, and walls. So how it works is when your bamboo shoot grows to this tall, it activates this trapdoor, which activates this wall by turning this wall into a wall such as that, which activates, which the observer sees that and uses that as a blocked update, which goes to this block, which goes to this uh, repeater, which goes into our piston, which pushes the and breaks the bamboo, which goes into here, which gets picked up by this, goes in here, and goes into there. So the really nice thing about this design is that it's expandable in the two directions of up and left and width, up and width, height and width. That's the words. You can expand it in depth, but that would have to be done in a way such as putting your dirt and your bamboo here. And there's not much way you can expand it. Now, the walls might seem a little expensive, but the really nice thing with the stone cutter is if we get a stone cutter and put it into here, we can turn it into the walls, and the walls can be fairly cheap. Which the walls, there's not many of them, as you can see. This is a fairly nice and easy build. Another thing is, you might notice that I have two repeaters here. I have done this in this case because without it, the minecart is going too fast, so it's going through here, bouncing off, and then it's ending up right around here. So it doesn't have much time to go and get the full speed from the one rail. So I have two rails, so it gets fast. It goes faster. It doesn't bog down and go a little bit slower, and it goes a good speed. And now a nice thing is if we get a stack, and then we throw it at the minecart, and it picks it up, it will stop since it's unloading into this hopper, which this hopper is telling this comparator that it has items inside of it. And then it turns, which powers it, which powers this block, which turns off the redstone, which the redstone torch was powering this block, which was powering this repeater, which was powering this block, which was powering this powered rail. And now that it has emptied it, as you can see, it has gone off to its journey and such. And as you can see, it's made a few items, which this isn't over the time that we've been talking. Now I recommend that every normal rail, every 6 normal rails, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you should have a powered rail and a torch, which I recommend the size being 6 powered rail, or 6 normal rails, powered rail, 6 normal rails, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then and this on the end. But if you're not able to make it that large, I just recommend having it this one in the center. But if it's too small, then you don't need it. If it's too small, whatever that may be, that depends on the size you make it, whatever. Now let's get on to building it. So the blocks you'll be needing is whatever building block it may be. Has to be a full block for some of the components, such as here, 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 for this full thing. Now here you don't have to use glass. You can use any block you would like. I just prefer the look of glass. So then we got powered rails, normal rails, which depends on how large you have it, as I've said. So torches, that depends on how large you have it, because you need to power those powered rails. But you at least minimum need one here and one on there, because you need to have it bouncing back and forth. Except for here, of course, which it goes directly into the chest. So you need your comparator. So you need at least minimum of 2 repeaters. One here, one here. But that depends on how large of a farm you have, because as you can see, the bigger your farm, the more repeaters you need. And as you can see, there is a, I don't know. So 2 hoppers you'll need going into your chest, whatever that may be, or your storage system, but you need a minimum of 2 so that you can have it stop on this one, on this block, or stop here, because you want to load into something, and this needs to be here to stop or to bounce off of, instead of just going flying off into here. But we can't use glass, because what will happen is if we get some glass and just have your chest right here, which you could still open to the chest, is that it gets stuck and stopped, as you can see, and then you have to restart it. So we have to have it over here, which you can have your, let's go all the way to your storage system, whatever you want, but as long as it has this much, unless you're using a dispenser, that's what all that matters. This is here. And then let's get rid of that glass. On our chest, minecart, dirt, observer, piston, wall of choice, any wall, but no fences. Fences don't work because of how it works. Fences do not have the same property, I believe. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Any trapdoor, as long as it does it works. I mean, an iron trapdoor works. And then the stone cutter, of course, and bamboo, and the choice of glass if you want. So you will start here. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we can put down our chest here, and then our hoppers here. And the thing is if you want to have another set of farm on the other side, right around here, you can move this onto the other side, which I'm going to demonstrate right here, right now. We'll have our comparator and repeater and torch and such over here. So we put our comparator here, our block here, place torch here, which, as they said, comparator turns on, powers this, blah, yada yada yada. Block here must be full block, as I said before. And then repeater, block, powered rail, block. Now we're going to build everything on this side, make it more compact. I just had it this way so it's easier to see and look at this and such. I mean, it's a 2, 4, 5 wide design, 6 wide design. I don't know, 2, 4, yeah, 5 wide design. This way, as you can see, 3 wide this way, max, depending on how big you want it, and the height minimum is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 blocks high. So now, since we have all this in place, this part is all complete and the rail system is done. Now we can move on to the next section of the of the actual bamboo section, and be able to farm it and actually do stuff. So now we want to start here and after the hopper and just go all the way out. All the way until you get to your last rail. And then we can follow the dirt with blocks, as you can see here. And then for this part, what we want to do is we want to put another block up here. And we want to go all the way out. And then we want to do the same thing with pistons. Just want to sit here and just go all the way to the end. So now what we want to do is we're going to put a block here, a repeater here, another block here, break this one, go all the way out. And I don't know if you notice the process, but go all the way out. And then we want to do the same thing with the repeaters, go all the way out. Now what we want to do is put blocks up here, and then put a wall here, and go all the way out. Now, we want to go one wider than the farm itself on each side, as you see here, because the dirt ends here, piston ends here, repeater, all of this ends here, but the wall goes one wider. Now, we put our observers underneath here, but now if you're in survival, I recommend going here and just building this section right here all the way out there. This way you can go underneath here and just place all your observers. It makes it simpler. I'm not going to do that because I'm in creative, as you can see. As we do this, oops. Let's go and fix that. And then we do not need, oops, why did I do that? We do not need observers there, but whatever, yeah. So let's make, and then as I said, this expands as high as the bamboo goes, because these walls will go forever. They will send a signal from top of the world to the bottom of the world. All you need is an observer underneath it and a trapdoor next to it. So we'll just expand this here. And now we'll put our trapdoors here on the door, on the wall. And then we can finally expand this up to here, because right here we will put our observers, and we will do the same exact thing for all the rest of this. And then once we have this all filled in, we have all of our observers as such. So what we can do is we can go in here, go boom, 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 which we can just, if you're in survival mode, we can just put blocks here. And then we can just do the same thing as if you're in creative mode, filling it all in and such. And then now we want to put another block on top, because that will be the top of our farm. And then what we would do is we would come off of here, go all the way up to here. Now the reason why we want this up here is because it would act as our top if we were to put a top. I don't plan on putting a top. It's fine without a top and being just as this. But this way, the item doesn't shoot out. And also this way, how I have it like this, is now you can get up here. And if you were to say, I need to fix something because a mob or such got in here, something just stopped working for whatever reason, you can fix it. Now all I would have to do is fill in the glass all across here, and then put in our bamboo all across here, and I'll be right back and do that. Okay, now that we have all the glass filled in, we can put the bamboo all in here. And as I said before, you don't necessarily need to use glass. You can use your building block of choice. But I prefer the look of glass, because that way you can see the bamboo and make sure every single one is operational and working. Now, there are smaller designs, such as the one that goes a little like this. You have that there. I believe the observer goes this way. No, this way. And then redstone. There's designs such as this one. They're like this. And then when it grows all the way up, it works like that. But the problem with this design is that it does not expand that way much further. It does not expand that way at all any further. I prefer this design because it uses the property of bamboo that it grows very tall, unlike sugarcane. Now this design works with sugarcane, and this one does not. This only works with bamboo. Now all we really have to do, I forgot to do, is put down our torches and wood here, so we can have our torches, wood here, and then torch, and then we can put down our minecart. And depending on how fast yours is going, you can just put down a normal rail, and then we'll test it. And if it, oops, shoot. Now if it bogs down a bunch, then we will put another rail, which will just make this quicker. Do that. As you can see there, it's going fairly slow, so what we'll do is we'll put another minecart, another rail there, and then we will put bamboo here to test it. And then as we can see, it stops, and then we get rid of the bamboo. That works perfectly fine. So yes, there are other designs such as this one. There's similar ones like this, but I prefer this design. It's a much simple. It's a not quite a simple design, but it expands height wise. It doesn't just go width wise. It goes height wise. It's a fairly nice design. The reason why I designed this is because I wanted to make a tall farm, but I also wanted the farm to also be able to independently activate the pistons and break the bamboo instead of having all of them go off because one does it. I want them all independent, also expandable height-wise since it's bamboo. It'll use that property. If you have any questions or anything you'd like to say in the comments down below, just let me know, or anything you just want to say in the comments in general. Thanks for watching. See you next time.